Briefly at the luncheon today, along with the head man right there, Phil Johnson. A lot of thank yous today to the people who helped bring the team here, and of course the players like David Cook all introduced. After the lunch today, it was outside for the formal dedication of Arco Arena. You may be aware that the naming of the building Arco Arena has caused some concern. Neither the Sacramento Bee nor KCRA-TV will call it Arco Arena. They say that's too commercial. How does Arco feel about that?
Any number of arenas in the United States that have borne corporate names. You've got Kemper Arena, Busch Stadium, and the like, and we think it's a great name. We hope Sacramento does too.
Would this affect in any way, sir, your interest in continuing the relationship?
No, not at all.
So as long as it's done within the bounds of good taste, I think that the private sector involvement with public facilities is probably very good for sports in the long run.
The Kings say the advertising agreement they cut with Arco, just one more step to ensure the stability and success of the team here in Sacramento. Team held its last big workout tonight at Arco Arena. I asked Phil Johnson who will start the game for him tomorrow night against the Clippers.
Not absolutely sure at this point, to tell you the truth. It really is not a big thing because we play guys' time. That's the main thing. But I've been toying with the thought of starting Mark Oberding with LaSalle and Eddie up front.
If Oberding does start, it'll be because Johnson would rather bring this guy, Otis Thorpe, in off the bench. Reggie Theus and, of course, Larry Drew, number 22 right here, will start at the guard. So, is this team ready to open the season?
You never know that. I've been coaching a long time. There's always that feeling the first game, whether you don't know how it's all going to start.
Fans are ready, that's for sure. There was a picture and autograph session tonight along with the practice, and about 2,000.
Tony McEwing tells us about that and the last-minute preparations for tomorrow's game.
Last-minute preparations. Things were barely in place when fans began streaming into the arena. It was the first time inside for many.
Seems to have good view from every place. You know, we were up at the very top and could see everything. It was great.
I think that the job they did on the floor is superb. I think the creativity and the way they put it together is excellent.
Once inside, excited fans waited in long lines to have their pictures taken with the players. Afterward, they got a glimpse of the Kings in action. The players we spoke with told us the incredible support they've received in the capital city will make things a lot easier on the court.
When we come to the arena, all we got to do is prepare ourselves to play because we know the noise is going to be real loud here.
If we didn't have the support before we got here, we wouldn't be here, and I'm just thankful that I'm a part of all this that's happening right now.
There are a lot of empty seats in here this night, but Kings officials say come opening night, this place will be packed. 10,333 screaming fans. There will be 25 security guards along with 6 sheriff's deputies at the opening game to handle any problems. Kings officials say the 8 concession stands sprinkled throughout the building will be stocked with more food, soft drinks, beer, and wine than 10,000 people could possibly consume. The prices are generally less expensive than those at the movies, and the food I tasted was much better.
We worked about 5-6 months looking at different products and tasting for quality and looking for the best possible product that we could put in here.
According to Peterson, there will be alcohol control. Any fan who appears to have had one drink too many will not be served any more alcoholic beverages. There is a plan to keep traffic problems to a minimum. After the game, the 3,500 vehicles expected will leave the arena on 2 different roads.
Between us and the Sheriff's Department and the Highway Patrol, we should be in good shape.
Officials say fans can help keep traffic problems down by arriving early and following the directions of those directing the traffic. Tony McEwing, News 10 Tonight, Sacramento.
Sports. Earlier
Clippers win it, and immediately they get a chance to have their first boo of the season.
You were right. College atmosphere is a great definition for what we're feeling here.
Derek Smith with it, angles it to Johnson. Inside to Donaldson, over Thorpe, in and out. Larry Drew has it for Sacramento. He'll set up the offense here. 19 on the shot clock. Eddie Johnson knocked away and a whistle inside. First foul of the night. It's on James Donaldson.
That's always a good omen when you can get that big guy. You get the big guy in trouble. He can't block shots in there. Get him in there. Get him out of the game.
Larry Drew from outside. It's off the iron, and Donaldson muscles away the rebound. Franklin Edwards for the Clippers. Clippers with the movement under the basket as Edwards looks to set something up. Cornbread Maxwell on the wing to Johnson, off the iron, and LaSalle Thompson has it. With the steal, it's Derek Smith, comes the other way, drives the hoop, in and out on the layup.
Classic example of what I was talking about, Tom. Too much excitement.
And Reggie Theus on the end of the fast break puts it away. It's 2-0 Sacramento. The Clippers can't get it to fall. Donaldson had a couple of shots at it. Sloppy pass by Drew, but Theus gets it on the wing to Thorpe. Now Eddie Johnson. That's Maxwell. He's drive. The basket counts as he's fouled.
Here we see an excellent example of Cornbread Maxwell driving the floor, doing what he does best, drawing a foul. Here we go. He goes down the middle, right between them, sandwiches up, and manages to get off a nice, soft shot off the board. Nice play, Cedric Maxwell.
So Maxwell to the line. He'll try and get the Clippers' first points. In and out. Theus. Eddie from the corner. Rebound off to Maxwell. Marcus Johnson, the jumper. Banker, and it finally goes in. This one tied 2-2.
A lot of times on these brand new hoops, you got to loosen them up a little bit before that ball falls. And I've seen a lot of balls just roll around that weren't exactly where they should be.
Eddie Johnson bumped out of bounds. The foul will go against Marcus Johnson. Second team foul on the Clippers, the first on Marcus. Theus into the paint, dishes off to LaSalle Thompson, and that shot short.
Nice pass by Eddie Johnson.
Derek Smith into the paint. Offensive foul. Good position by the Kings there to absorb that offensive foul, Lucius.
That's right, and that's what Coach Johnson has been working on all this preseason. Defensive position.
It's a 4-4 tie as the Kings bring it up. Larry Drew to Eddie Johnson, and a whistle traveling on Johnson.
Little intimidation by the big guy in there, Donaldson.
Clippers with a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. Franklin Edwards. Smith shot blocked by Thorpe, but he gets it back, puts it back up, and it's Thorpe with the rebound.
3-on-1.
Eddie Johnson, the basket. Clippers come right back. James Donaldson with a miss, but it came back to him. 6-4, the Kings lead it. 8:48 remaining in the first quarter. Whistle inside, it's going to go the other way.
Good defensive help by the Kings again.
The Kings again getting that inside position.
That's right, that's what you like to see.
Larry Drew surprised Theus with a pass there, but Reggie was able to get it. All alone under the hoop, Thorpe, but then it's knocked away. Franklin Edwards with the sudden good defense. Theus' shot is off, and it's Maxwell with a rebound. Throws it away.
Bad pass by Maxwell. You want to get that ball into a guard's hands to run the break, but you know those Celtics, everybody runs the breaks, and he's still doing those types of things.
Well, you can tell both teams are tense. A lot of sloppy play here in the early going. The foul on Franklin Edwards. It'll be the third team foul on the Clippers. Eddie Johnson to inbound. Reggie Theus, top of the perimeter. Inside they go to Thompson. Shot blocked by Donaldson. Franklin Edwards way outside, and that one's off. The Kings trying to break. They call him the Hulk. Otis Thorpe, and he loves to slam. Timeout, Los Angeles Clippers, 7:44 remaining first quarter. Kings lead it 8-4. We'll be right back. Back at Arco Arena, Tom Curran and Lucius Allen. They got action going again quickly, and the Clippers quickly turn the ball over to the Kings, who will come back with it the other way. Reggie Theus for Sacramento. And this crowd is not going to let up. Larry Drew working on Franklin Edwards. Shot blocked by Derek Smith. LaSalle Thompson, the tip by Eddie Johnson.
LaSalle doing what he does best in there.
Kings lead it by 6, 10-4. Edwards bounce pass to Derek Smith, the leading scorer for Los Angeles a year ago. Now Marcus on the wing. That one's short, and a whistle inside. And on the offensive board, the foul will go against the Clippers.
Looks like it might have been against Big Donaldson, and we'll get a chance to maybe see that. Here it is. Watch Donaldson's arm. It's right there. Well, you know, I don't know who that foul was on, Tom. I couldn't really tell by that replay.
Cedric Maxwell, it appears. Maxwell took the foul, the 4th team foul on the Clippers. Kings with only 1 team foul. Inside to Eddie Johnson. That one misses. LaSalle gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Donaldson. And already the Clippers have produced the penalty situation that we talked about on the pregame show, Lucius.
That's right. And with 6.5 minutes to go, that is an awfully tough situation for the Clippers to be in. And the other negative about that is their big man, Donaldson, has his 2nd foul.
It's LaSalle Thompson to the line, trying to extend a 6-point King lead here in the first quarter. 6:39 to play. He has the first.
You know, the Clippers are playing a very tough brand of defense in there. They're clogging it up. They've been learning their lessons well from Don Chaney.
Thompson now with the 2nd of his free throws. That one's off to Maxwell, and the Kings will settle for an 11-4 margin at this point. Franklin Edwards brings it up for Los Angeles. This game has somewhat paralleled the first exhibition game the two teams played, where the Kings got out to an early lead. We've got a foul against Thompson. First foul on Thompson, the 2nd team foul against the Kings, as Maxwell will take it out. Marcus Johnson against Eddie Johnson, the matchup we featured earlier. The shot is blocked inside, but Derek Smith gets it back and puts it in.
A lot of perseverance by Derek Smith. Good defense, and he just gets that ball and puts it in the hoop anyway.
As I was mentioning, in the exhibition season, the two teams were 1-1 against each other. The Kings in the first game got out to an early lead. The Clippers were never really able to make it all the way back. Thompson with the miss gets his own rebound. They call him Tank, and there's a good reason why, as Mike Woodson gets ready to come into the lineup for Sacramento. Cedric Maxwell with the bucket. 13-8. Sacramento leading it. Larry Drew with it now, working on Edwards. Dishes off to Theus from the corner. In and out, heartbreak. Rebound to Thorpe, and there's a whistle. He's fouled.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the Kings, the way that they're getting on the offensive boards. They're setting the tempo, and we'll get a chance to see Otis right here. He goes up, nobody around him. Good fake, and it just bang from behind. Good play by Otis Thorpe.
He was hammered by Maxwell, and Thorpe will go to the line. 5:22 remaining first quarter. There you see that field goal percentage of 60% for Thorpe.
Because he plays around the hoop. He's always in that painted area shooting that basketball.
Mike Woodson is into the lineup now for Sacramento.
And I'll tell you, that matchup is great because Mike Whitson's one of the better defensive players, and Reggie did a good job. It's up to Mike to continue doing it.
It was Reggie Theus who came out of the lineup as the Kings lead at 13-8. Los Angeles still with their original 5 starters in the lineup as it goes into Maxwell, working on Thorpe. In and out, and those baskets just won't let up. They're still a little tight, it would appear.
It'll be a few games, I think, Tom.
Larry Drew. And the crowd again works it up. Thorpe working on Maxwell. And a whistle.
We see Otis looking to be offensively aggressive, and that's great when you have a guy shooting 60%. You want him to shoot that basketball.
The foul on the Clippers sends Otis Thorpe to the line. Still early. Sal Thompson already with 7 rebounds in the ball game as Phil Johnson looks on, and Otis Thorpe, who hit the first, will try for number 2.
Well, the Kings are doing an excellent job on the board. Games are won and lost in the NBA on how well you rebound.
15-8. Kings leading it. Marcus Johnson on the wing. High post Donaldson. LaSalle giving him a tough time, but they get the ball back inside to Donaldson. Puts it up and in.
Well, he'll be automatic in that area. That was a nice pass by Franklin Edwards. Good job of putting the ball in the bucket by Donaldson.
Cuts the lead to 5 as Larry Drew brings it back up. Look at that pass behind the back to Woodson. Kings come up empty, and the Clippers bring it back down. Franklin Edwards, and he travels. Take a look at that pass from Larry Drew.
Here it is. Larry, deception is the name of the game. Behind the back, pinpoint. Mike Woodson was ready for it, but it's just blocked a little bit by the big man inside.
Mark Olberding in the lineup, replacing Otis Thorpe. Woodson having trouble there, so he dishes off to Olberding. Now it's Eddie Johnson. He leans into one and puts him home. Kings by 7. Ball gets away. Good defense by Eddie Johnson there, Lucius.
A lot of help with each other. I tell you, they're moving, they're talking, they're communicating. Good defensive position by these Kings this evening.
It has been the catchphrase in the Kings training camp, defense.
And I tell you, we'll harp on it all season long.
The Kings know they can score. It's defense that they needed to improve on, and so that's what was stressed during training camp. Derek Smith with the bucket. 17-12. Kings again by 5. Jamal Wilkes gets up, and he will become the first substitution for the Clippers as Woodson takes the jumper and buries it.
Give Mike a screen. He knows what to do with that ball.
Franklin Edwards driving the lane, and what have we got? Foul on Olberding.
Franklin Edwards advanced that ball so quickly that they actually had a 3-on-1 fast break in that situation. The Kings are not back.
Jamal Wilkes will come into the lineup, replacing Marcus Johnson, and Rich Kelly will come in at center now as LaSalle Thompson goes out. Maxwell to inbound. Franklin Edwards. Donaldson. Back to Edwards. Now they'll work on Kelly. Illegal defense by the Kings, and we're going to see that called a little bit in the NBA, Lucius.
Yes, they look for that. And, with the Kings trying to help out on the big fellow Donaldson, it's a situation that you're just going to get caught every now and then.
In terms of rules, you can't play the zone in the NBA. You've got to come out on a man. Wilkes. Up and off. Rebound, Eddie Johnson. 19-12. Kings leading it. Larry Drew swatted away by Derek Smith, and Drew hits the court hard.
I tell you, Derek Smith plays like a big forward, the way he leaps off the floor.
Let's take a look at that block by Derek Smith.
Larry Drew makes a good crossover dribble. goes up into there, goes and lays it up, and look at how high Smith is. I mean, the ball never got a chance to get close to that basket.
Timeout on the court, 19-12. Kings lead it. We'll be back. Coming up on Channel 13 tomorrow, beginning at 9:30 in the morning, Big Ten football with Purdue hosting Michigan State. Then at 12:30, CFA football from ABC with Nebraska hosting Colorado. And if that's not enough for you, how about the World Series? Game 6 from Kansas City. The Royals and the Cardinals beginning at 5. Kings inbound. Woodson fakes the shot, drives into the paint, and we've got a whistle inside. Don Chaney doesn't like it as the foul's against the Clippers.
Looks like
Derek Smith picks it up. Here it is.
Goes up very high. Boy, that's tough in that. I tell you, you go in there, you take your life in your hands.
Derek Smith, though, showing no apprehension at all about going in underneath the hoop. And remember, he's a guard. Woodson misses the first. Out of the University of Indiana, where he played for Bobby Knight. Woody hits 1 of 2. Kings lead it by 8, 20-12. Benoit Benjamin is in the lineup along with Michael Cage now for the Clippers. So our first look at the 3rd draft pick in the recent NBA draft. Woodson, a fine steal. He led the Kings in steals a year ago. Woody then loses control of the ball to Wilkes. And Olberding comes back with a good defense. But it's knocked away off of Olberding, and it will be Clippers ball. There's Don Chaney, and he's not really happy with the way his team's performed early on.
Not at all, and you can see it on his face. He knows they can do a better job of shooting the basketball.
Clippers will try to cut into that 8-point Kings lead. Benjamin over Kelly, and there he is. 0-0 with his first basket in the NBA.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of him this evening, Tom.
It will be a different ball game when Benjamin is in it. Here's Olberding. Mark off the back of the rim. Rebound to Drew. Drives the lane. Dishes off. Woodson is fouled.
Great move by Mike Woodson to get his body and between him and the ball, him and the defensive player, and shoot that basketball. Here we go. Watch him. He goes up. He hangs here, puts his body there, gets the foul. What a player. That's a typical pro player.
And it was Benoit Benjamin picking up the foul as Woody will go to the line. Kings leading at 20-14 with 1:47 remaining in the first quarter here at Arco Arena. Reggie Theus back into the lineup as Larry Drew comes out for Sacramento. Woodson will try and hit the second. He does. 21-14. Franklin Edwards, who's gone the whole way for Los Angeles thus far. Takes the shot top of the key and buries it.
Well, that's the first one I've seen them really shoot from the outside with any confidence. I think the Clippers are starting to warm up a little bit now.
21-16 Kings. And, of course, the Clippers are missing the man they would really like to see at point guard, Norm Nixon. But a contract situation has that in limbo.
3-on-1 situation.
Comes. Edwards driving.
Those are the type things that will make a Don Chaney very upset with his team. You have a 3-on-1 situation, fast break. You don't even get a shot at the hoop.
The replay, and you'll notice the defense by Theus.
Yes, Reggie, he fakes, gets a hand on the ball. Great defense, Reggie.
While we were away, Wilkes with the bucket, and the Kings have seen their lead reduced to 21-18. Theus with it now. 14 on the shot clock. Inside to Woodson. He has it. In the final minute now, the first quarter. 23-18 Kings. Michael Cage out of San Diego State. Feed inside Derek Smith. A whistle as the basket counts, and he's fouled.
Derek Smith doing what he does best. We'll get a chance to see here. He gets open right on the baseline, right there. He puts his hand up, and it's blocked by, it's touched by Mike Woodson. Good call by the official.
Woodson picking up the foul, and it's Derek Smith. The three-point play. And the Kings lead has been cut to 2. Woodson will take it from there, and he banks it off the glass. Kings back up by 4. Michael Cage, who's been a real big plus for the Clippers. He's come a long way in his second year. Tip inside, comes off. Theus has it.
Smart play by Reggie to slow that up. He did not have a break.
Olberding will work on Cage. Shoots it high off the glass, and the rebound is off to Wilkes. Theus hit by what you might call a moving screen there by Benoit Benjamin, but it didn't matter. First quarter is at an end. Kings lead it 25-21. We'll be back with more from a wild Arco Arena when we come back. The telecast comes to you through the courtesy of the Sacramento Kings and KOVR TV. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Sacramento Kings and KOVR TV is prohibited. Start of the second quarter, 25-21, Kings leading it. We've talked about it before, Lucius, but Phil Johnson likes to stress holding the opposition to less than 25 a quarter, and the Kings did it there with great physical play in that first quarter as we see the foul inside against the Clippers' Michael Cage.
That's so true, Tom. Also, the other very positive point is they got 8 offensive rebounds, and that kind of tells you what type of pace they're playing at, how physical they are, and how excited they are about this game.
They're getting up on those boards as we see Sacramento's very own David Cook with the jumper, and it's short. Cage in the corner over Olberding. That one's off. Rebound to Cook. Bounce pass Theus. Has Olberding cutting to the basket, but Reggie will hold it. Instead goes to the corner to Woodson. Olberding the rebound. Cook off again, and Cage with the rebound. Gets it to Lancaster Gordon of Louisville. Junior Bridgman the jumper. That's off, and Cook again has the rebound.
I expect you're going to see a lot of missed shots because you've given some of the substitutes in there. They haven't shot on these hoops, and again, you're seeing how tough these hoops are to shoot on.
Lancaster Gordon in the lineup along with Junior Bridgman. 2 of the Louisville Cardinals on this Clipper team as we see Rich Kelly go to the basket for 2. And Derek Smith also played his college ball at Louisville, so Denny Crum's Cardinals certainly have a look about this game tonight.
A lot of excellent players out there.
27-21, Kings lead it. Gordon inside to Benjamin. That one misses everything. The whistle and the foul will be called against the Kings. Mike Woodson away from the ball, and Woody just is stunned. He can't believe it. Neither can Phil Johnson. Here's Bridgman. Shot blocked by Theus. Kings will bring it back. Woodson hits the court hard. David Cook the move to the basket. And a whistle. Kings maintain possession as it's knocked out of bounds.
There we see an example of the Kings offense getting down the floor because of their good defense. Great defensive series by the Kings.
Otis Thorpe will come into the lineup for David Cook.
David played a little bit out of control there. They're going to bring him out, talk to him, calm him down a little bit, and probably try and get him back in there before this half is over.
Well, you know he was anxious because, after all, it's your hometown, and what that meaning must have to him is something special. Theus with the air ball, but it goes right to Woodson, and it's blocked by Benjamin, and that's what we talked about earlier, the great shot-blocking ability that that man has. Gordon's shot is in and out, and the rebound goes to Kelly. 27-21, Kings lead it.
Clippers still shooting that ball awfully poorly.
And a whistle, it's going to go the other way. Rich Kelly away from the ball had the foul in the paint. So with 9:40 remaining in the half and the Kings with a 6-point lead, it's Lancaster Gordon working against Reggie Theus. Gordon will take the jumper, and he has it. Kings lead cut to 4. The crowd senses it. They start to fire up a little again. Olberding, he's double-teamed inside, and ooh, that hurts. He's hammered inside.
Well, Mark is in there where he likes it. You know, he gets in there and watch him. He bangs around, gets him up. Watch him put that ball, his arms out front, get the foul. Good play by Mark. He loves to bang him around inside.
He got a knock on the noggin by Benoit Benjamin, and coming into the lineup for the Kings, their top draft choice, 6th overall in the NBA draft, Joe Klein. As he enters his first NBA contest, Rich Kelly takes the bench.
Well, it looks like the Clippers have taken Benoit Benjamin out, so we won't get a chance to see the two rookies go against each other. That's a long-awaited matchup there.
It's Jay Murphy who comes in for Los Angeles as Oberding misses the first free throw.
Jay Murphy's a fine outside shooter, and I think Don Chaney's trying to get some of his shooters in the game because the Clippers aren't shooting the ball that well. Neither are the Kings this quarter, but they aren't shooting the ball well at all.
And the Kings have had problems from the line as Oberding misses them both. Rebound off, but they're going to call a foul on the Kings. Joe Klein, who gets the foul, and he comes back with a big smile on his face. Welcome to the NBA, big guy.
Yeah, they're going to pick on him a little bit, but if he can persevere and hang in there, I think he's going to be a fine player in this league.
9:06 remaining in the half. Michael Cage in and out. Rebound to Joe Klein.
Outlet pass was great by Klein.
Theus all the way to the basket, but it's off.
Again, those tight rims, Tom. Ball just won't stay down in there. It just has a little bit too much ricochet action.
The foul against Michael Cage, and look at Don Chaney. He's close to technical country right now.
Well, he got out of that little box. There's a little box that coaches are supposed to stay in, and Don Chaney was not in it. No technical foul was called, however.
Here's Klein. Thinks better of it. Instead, they go to Thorpe, and we've got a call. It's the Kings. The offensive foul. 3-second call, I should say. Kings lead it by 4 with 8:35 remaining in the first half. Jamal Wilkes suffered from a groin injury during training camp, missed the 2 games against the Kings, and his shot is off there. Theus all alone drives to the basket. Reverse layup is good. Kings lead back up to 6. Wilkes with that famous silk move, but it doesn't go. Whistle and the foul. Goes against Los Angeles.
Joe Klein, Otis Thorpe doing a yeoman's job inside on the board. That last bucket by Theus, give credit to Klein. He made a great outlet pass.
The foul was on Wilkes as Phil Johnson sets up a play for his team. Larry Drew back into the lineup. And another whistle. It's going to go the other way.
They got Joe Klein again, it looks like, Tom.
Second foul on Klein. He's only been in there for a couple of minutes, and this is what Joe had problem with in training camp, adapting to what he's going to be able to do physically in the NBA.
He's still trying to find his way, you know, and it's going to take a while for him to see what he can and can't do out there.
Jay Murphy, who for a big man has a great outside shot, and that one, however, missed.
Blocked by Klein, that's why.
Theus drives, and he is fouled. Junior Bridgman picks up his first foul. As Theus will go to the line, we'll see if the Kings can get a little more efficient from the charity stripe here. Kings up to 30. They lead it by 7. Make it 31. 7:37 remaining in the half as Lancaster Gordon has it. And a traveling call against Gordon. Turn the ball over to Sacramento.
Good aggressive defense by the Kings. They jumped on it. They had a little double trap at the top, forced him into the turnover.
And you saw Don Chaney. He turned his back and walked back to the bench. He's not at all happy with his team here in this first half.
Wholesale substitutions getting ready to come in also.
Another whistle. And another foul against the Clippers.
Looks like Don Chaney was not pleased with those substitutes. He's put in his entire starting lineup.
It was Bridgman again picking up the foul, and you know Chaney's disgusted. There he is. He's in his first full season as a head coach in the NBA. Mark Olberding out of the lineup for Sacramento. Otis Thorpe. And Eddie Johnson will man the front line along with Joe Klein, Reggie Theus, and Larry Drew in the backcourt.
Sometimes in situations like this, it's awfully tough for you to find who your defensive assignment is. So they have to have a lot of communication going on here.
And as Lucius mentioned, the Clippers with their entire starting lineup back into the game here to probably wind out the first half with 7:18 to play. Kings leading by 10. That's their largest lead of the game. Marcus Johnson leaned into it, but it came off no good, and now he steals it from Theus. Thorpe back on defense, but Johnson goes to the basket. Has it for two.
We saw Reggie Theus there, did not turn his head to look down the floor. He caught the pass and had his head down. When you have your head down, you're subject to getting that ball stolen from you. Pressing situation by the Clippers.
Joe Klein wide open, has his first hoop in the NBA.
As I said, the Clippers put a little press on. The Kings handled it and scored. That's the best way to get a team out of that press.
Kings lead back up to 10, matching their largest lead of the ball game. Maxwell drives the lane, dishes off Donaldson, and he's hammered by Thorpe. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Anheuser-Busch, brewers of Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Timeout on the court, 6:18 remaining in the half. Kings lead it by 10. With her head turned to us there as she watches her husband Mark go at it for the Kings tonight. Some other final scores around the NBA. New Jersey has defeated the Boston Celtics 113 to 109. It was Washington over Atlanta 100-91. Detroit tipped Milwaukee 118-116. And Chicago eked past Cleveland 116-115. James Donaldson to the line for Los Angeles. Has the first of two. Cuts the Kings lead to 9. Donaldson with them both. Played his senior year at Burbank High School in Sacramento, and it's a homecoming tonight for the big guy as well. Shot is up and good.
Again, the Clippers try to throw a zone press at the Kings. They come right down and score on it. That's going to knock them out of that zone.
Kings back up by 10. Maxwell bumps around Klein, and it's Big Joe's up there for the rebound to dish off to Drew. Drew with 15 on the shot clock. Wings it off to the top of the key to Theus. Reggie to Eddie Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson gets away the very difficult shot. Oh, what can you say about that one?
Clippers doing what they have to do, though, Tom. Derek Smith took off. As soon as he shot that shot, came down, hits the shot on the baseline. So that's very well executed by the Clippers.
Derek Smith answering at the other end after that fine shot by Eddie Johnson. 39-29 Kings. Klein with it again. He has it. (41-29) Sacramento. Derek Smith. Bounce pass is stolen by Eddie Johnson.
Good pass.
A streaking Theus. Excellent defense by the Kings. Second timeout by Don Chaney. Here's the break to Theus.
Look at Reggie. He goes up. That's a great pass out. Reggie on the other side of the backboard gathers himself and lays that thing in. Great agility by Reggie Theus on that shot.
And with the Kings leading 43-29, Chaney had to shake himself and say, hold on, I need 20 seconds.
Yes, sir. I tell you, the Kings are doing a good job defensively. Their defense is key in their offense, but the only way to have good defense is to get that rebound, and the Kings out-rebounded them so far 12-3 in this quarter. That's why their fast break is cooking so well for them.
Want to remind you, the first telecast of the California State Lottery Finals will be aired Monday night, immediately following NFL football. It's the ultimate game show. Somebody will become a millionaire that night. Back come the Clippers as they try to get back into this one. Franklin Edwards. From the corner, it's Edwards. And he has the tough jumper. 43-31 Kings. Larry Drew. Alley-oop. Otis Thorpe on the alley-oop move from Drew.
We'll see a lot of that this year, too, Tom. The kid can jump almost to the sky.
And it's always a crowd pleaser as the Kings lead at 45-31. Derek Smith working on Theus, and we've got a foul. Basket counts as Joe Klein and James Donaldson stare down one another. And Donaldson and Klein are both being talked to by the officials. Let's take a look at it, Lucius.
Okay, we'll take a look and see what happened. Look at Donaldson. He gets low. We didn't get to see it, but he backed in and got an elbow into Joe Klein's back. Joe retaliated. He's not going to take that stuff from these big NBA players. A little shuffling going on. It looks like calm has been restored.
Well, the word on Joe Klein was that he would run through a brick wall to win for you. And let me tell you what, James Donaldson is pretty close to a brick wall.
I tell you, you're absolutely correct. Now they're going to call it real tight in there so that this game doesn't get out of control.
And the hold call will go against Theus. It'll be Derek Smith going to the line. The officials really realizing now they've got to seize control of the game so it doesn't get out of hand after that little incident between Donaldson and Klein.
You know, I've been watching Derek Smith here for the last 3 games that we've seen, and he goes to the left practically every time he makes a move. If I were guarding him, I'd get up on his left side and see if he could go to the right for a change.
Interesting point, Lucius, and we'll see if Phil Johnson or one of the Kings can make that adjustment as time goes along. Second one is off. Kings leading 45-31. Reggie Theus, thinking about going to the hoop, decides to back off. Theus from outside hits the bomb. Kings lead at 47-31.
Again, Smith takes off. As soon as Reggie Theus shot that shot from the corner, any outside shot, Derek Smith takes off, try to get the cherry picking, what we call a cherry picking layup on the other end.
But it was Theus who also got back in time to at least foul Smith and deprive him of the basket. But Theus will come out of the lineup after that foul. Here's the foul.
Goes up. That's a good call. Reggie gets him on the elbow right there. But Derek had 3 steps on Reggie because he had shot the ball on the other end of the floor.
And I tell you, things are not going well for Don Chaney's team.
I think these tight hoops, as well as that great defense that's being played on them by the Kings, has this team a little bit rattled. They just have to hang tough, get themselves set, shoot the ball a little bit softer, and good things will start happening for them.
And it still won't go. But wait a minute, they say that one will count. Kings in the lane a bit too early.
Yes, that was called a lane violation. That means that the point is going to automatically count because it was against the Kings. If it were against the Clippers, they'd lose the ball out of bounds. They'd take it on the sideline.
So the Kings a little too anxious for the rebound.
I'm sorry, that is not going to count. They're going to shoot another shot.
So Derek Smith returns to the line. 3:31 remaining in this first quarter, and Smith has the point. So they might as well have given it to him.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what, the fans on the end of the free throw shooter are really distracting for them.
47-32 Kings. Eddie Johnson works it, and we've got a whistle. The foul is on Jamal Wilkes.
Kings a little lucky on that little situation because Eddie did not have a good move, did not have a clear shot to the basket, and really went up with a poor shot attempt. So I think Jamal Wilkes really bailed the Kings out on that.
Second foul on Wilkes. King substitution. LaSalle Thompson in for Joe Klein, and he'll get a good hand.
Well, Tom, I think they appreciated it.
Eddie Johnson was the Kings' leading free throw percentage shooter last season, and he has the first. Not only that, but one of the best in the NBA.
He's Mr. Automatic up there. The guy you want on there when the crunch time comes along. You want him on the free throw line shooting it for you.
You see technical fouls. You'll see EJ at the line quite a bit as he buries them both. .318 left. Kings leading 49-32. It has been an excellent first half for Phil Johnson's team. They've played excellent defense. They've played off the boards well, and they've been able to take the Clippers out of their game. That one rolls around, and Maxwell has the bucket.
What the Clippers going to try and do is play some good defense, stop the Kings, and take their time and execute offensively to get this game back under double digits.
Larry Drew distracted for the moment by Edwards. Now the corner, it's Woodson. Woody with the jumper, and it's off. Clippers have it. One thing that the Kings had trouble with in preseason was holding a big lead. Foul on Larry Drew as Edwards was driving to the basket.
That's so true, Tom. They tended to relax after they got that lead. And in the NBA, things happen so quickly, you can't afford to relax.
Timeout Clippers, 2:36 remaining in the half. Kings lead it 49-34. We'll be back. For tonight, can you? All right, thumbs up, and the Kings have been that way tonight. 49-34, they lead it. Been some changes in the news around Channel 13, and there's a whole new newscast for you to watch as Franklin Edwards hits his first. It's the new 6 o'clock news, the convenience of having a local newscast at 6 with ABC Nightly News at 5:30. Edwards hits them both, cuts the lead to 49-36. Mark Olberding, and we've got a whistle. Illegal defense called against the Clippers. Chaney gets up, shakes his head.
That's a little wrinkle that they had there. They knew that the Kings were going to come out and try and go inside, and they had Derek Smith camped down in there and got caught.
So the Kings maintain possession after the call. Larry Drew working for the shot, goes to Tank. LaSalle Thompson. 51-36. Edwards loses control, and the turnover goes to Sacramento. Franklin got a little sloppy with the ball that time, and the Kings able to get it back. Drew to Eddie Johnson. He's deadly from there, but not that time. Derek Smith being bothered on defense by Mike Woodson and Eddie Johnson.
2-on-1.
Dish to Thorpe. LaSalle Thompson, I should say. Thompson.
There again, your defense makes your offense. Larry Drew doing what he does best, setting those big guys up.
53-36 as we're winding down the first half. 1:35 to play. The Kings having featured a stingy defense in this first half, and Phil Johnson's got to be thrilled about that. Maxwell loses it.
3-on-1.
Larry Drew.
I think Don Chaney better call a timeout here. And so he does.
That's just what he will do. Listen to this crowd. 1:16 remaining. The Kings leading by 19. And we will be back in a moment. No, we will hold it here. We will hold it here. 1:16 left, and the Kings have just been doing it all, Luce.
I tell you, the Kings are playing tough physical defense. They've out-rebounded them. They've outshot them. They're shooting better than they are from the free throw line. In these last 5 minutes, they've out-hustled them, which is a cardinal sin. That's why Don Chaney called that timeout, and you can believe there are going to be some ears burning over in that huddle.
Well, right now, Chaney doing a lot of instruction over at the Clippers huddle, but you see the Kings and Phil Johnson in the middle of that one.
Oh, yes, they're over there saying, come on, guys, let's keep doing what we're doing. Keep the defense tough. Don't let up. We know we can beat this team. We've done it once already this year. So let's go out and let's continue doing the good things that we're doing. They're probably going to set up a play either offensively or defensively, depending upon who has the ball.
And now we go to the opposite side of the court, and that face tells it all.
Yes, I think he is a little irate, as well he should be. So
it has been all Kings here in the first half.
I tell you, Tom, anytime you get out-rebounded and outshot, it's going to be awfully tough for you to even stay in a game, in an NBA game, as is evidenced by the score that's going on here with the Kings and the Clippers.
And the fans are loving every minute of it. This is a night that this community has waited for a long, long time. And they have seen it come into fruition this evening, and they are whooping it up.
And the Kings, to their credit, have responded very well this first half.
55-36, Sacramento leads it with 1:16 remaining in the half. What'll be interesting to see, Luce, is how many people are going to have a voice come the second half. Clippers bring it up, and after a chewing out by Don Chaney, we'll see if they can regain their composure. Derek Smith hammered away by the defense of LaSalle Thompson.
Great blocking there, big guy.
It's a part of his game that Thompson has been desperately wanting to improve. He's a great rebounder, but his shot blocking ability is something LaSalle's wanted to work on. This is Wilkes. And he has the basket to cut the lead. 55-38.
Very big basket for the Clippers, for them to get out on the right track through the rest of this half and the rest of the game.
35 seconds in the half, 16 on the shot clock. Drew will take it from there. Rebound Donaldson. Wilkes. He'll go all the way. Rebound Smith. And again, Derek Smith, the guard, inside with the offensive rebound and the points.
And again, these Clippers have responded to that tongue lashing. They've scored 2 straight times. Edwards takes the ball from Drew. They get a chance to score on the free throws here.
It's Larry Drew who picks up the foul with 17 seconds remaining in the half. And Franklin Edwards will be going to the line for Los Angeles. First of 2 for Edwards. Kings will make a late substitution as Rich Kelly will come into the lineup for LaSalle Thompson.
That's a good move by Phil Johnson. You don't want to get that third foul on Thompson with only 17 seconds left. Plus, Rich is probably more of an aggressive offensive threat down on the other end.
Edwards hits them both. Cuts the King lead to 13 that at one time stood at 19. Now here's Drew. Pass was knocked away by Wilkes, but the Kings maintained possession. 6 seconds in the half. Here's Kelly, and it's knocked away. Kings get it. Woody puts it up. 2!
Well, it ain't pretty, but it works.
The first half has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the Business Buyer's Guide, Northern California's business-to-business directory from Pacific Bell.